The time by Caracas is 6 p.m. and this is CBX Business News. The business news headlines are brought to you by QMax Wealth Management, making more possible. The JPS review. Guyana pushes for equal pay and China faces growing pressure. Good evening and welcome to CBX Business News for Wednesday, July 15, 2026. I'm Rashel Moncrieffe. Thanks for joining us. Coming up, the JPS island-wide blackout investigation has entered a new phase as the government begins its review of the utilities technical report. Also ahead, Guyana is pushing for equal pay for local oil and gas workers, saying qualified Guyanese should receive the same compensation as expatriates performing comparable roles. And later, a slowdown in China's economy is fueling expectations that Beijing will roll out fresh stimulus measures to support growth. Stay with us as we unpack these stories and more right after the break.
Been coming along well.
Thanks, man. You know, it's a long time I've been working at it.
I can see that. I saw your mail by the gate, so I'll pick it up for you. But tell me something. Why are you still receiving dividend checks by mail?
What do you mean about that?
You need to give JCSD a mandate.
You know, me hear about the mandate them. I'm going over there right now.
A mandate means giving instructions to the Jamaica Central Securities Depository Limited, JCSD, relating to the handling of your dividend or interest payment. There are three types of mandates. The first is a bank mandate. The second is a hold mandate. Lastly, we have what we call a third-party mandate, with which the investor may wish to send their dividend or interest to someone other than the parties on their account or institution of their choice.
The local news is brought to you by Derrimon Trading, better from the start. The Development Bank of Jamaica, facilitating economic growth and development. Caribbean flavors and fragrances, tease the senses, and Pulse Investments. Welcome back to CBX Business News. We begin with new developments following the island-wide electricity outage that disrupted homes and businesses across Jamaica last month. The government has begun reviewing the Jamaica Public Service Company JPS technical report into the June 5 island-wide blackout, marking the next phase in efforts to determine what caused one of Jamaica's most significant electricity disruptions in recent years. Speaking during today's post-cabinet press briefing, Energy Minister Darrell Vaz says JPS has submitted its technical findings to both his ministry and the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, for review.
As directed, the Jamaica Public Service has submitted its technical findings and investigative report to both the ministry and the Office of Utilities Regulation regarding the Oil Island electricity outage of June 5, 2026. This submission was made within the prescribed regulatory timeline. Recognizing the national importance of this matter, the government has adopted an interministerial approach to the technical assessment of the reports. Subject matter experts are undertaking a comprehensive review to determine the root cause, evaluate the adequacy of the existing systems, and identify any corrective actions necessary to strengthen the resilience of Jamaica's electricity network.
Vaz says this review follows JPS's decision to bolster its own investigation by retaining several internationally recognized firms.
I do see in the report that the JPS did things a bit differently this time, on this occasion, by bringing in 3 international consultants in different areas to assess this situation with the blackout. They brought in teams from Mitsubishi Electric Power Products, who conducted a steady state and transit stability analysis review of the system. Danavo Energy Solutions, formerly Quantum Services, did the root cause analysis, and Schweitzer Engineering Laboratories and General Electric both conducted a performance analysis and review of the protective devices. So this is in fact a difference in terms of how they have approached it and who they have gotten.
That was Jamaica's Energy Minister Darrell Vaz. The government will decide in October whether to expand its flexible work program after completing the first formal review of the initiative introduced earlier this year. The Ministry of Finance says the staggered working hours policy rolled out in February was only the first phase of a broader flexible work strategy. Deputy Financial Secretary in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Wayne Jones, told Parliament's Economy and Production Committee that a comprehensive monitoring and evaluation exercise is now underway, with objective performance data expected by October before any further rollout.
The policy that we rolled out with effect from February makes provision for a 6-month review, a full review after 6 months. What we did there was just a check, a spot check. So we wouldn't, in a conclusive way, membership right, it were to say, you know, level, the confidence level just set. Because about October or so, we expect to be in that position where we can, having done the full monitoring and evaluation, applying the instrument, the formal instrument of M&E, then we'll be able to tell you in a more confident way how things are looking in that regard. But certainly it is something that we are very much interested in, because that's the only way we can know if it works or not. So.
The committee also questioned whether the government's flexible work initiative could genuinely improve productivity without stronger systems to measure performance and wider digital transformation across the public sector. This was the Deputy Financial Secretary's response.
It is recognized that it is not probably make a lot of sense if we're just doing the alternate work arrangement and we're not seeing in the end result where the service we are delivering is improved. Because that's it, at the end of the day, it is about improved public service delivery. And so the innovation portfolio led by Minister Marks really is our partner. While we are responsible for working hours for public sector workers, the productivity and the innovation portfolio falls there. And so the two are working together out of the recognition that one can't stand by itself. So those areas are certainly being addressed, member. I'm sure in due course, hopefully not too long from now, we'll be hearing more and seeing more pronouncements around how we actually measure productivity.
That was Deputy Financial Secretary in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service, Wayne Jones. Jamaica's largest independent fuel storage terminal is preparing for future expansion after reaching full storage capacity. West Indies Petroleum WIP Terminal says all 750,000 barrels of storage capacity at its terminal are now fully leased, highlighting continued demand for fuel storage services. CEO Charles Chambers says the facility still has room to expand, with additional storage tanks to be constructed as market demand grows.
We have 750,000 barrels of storage capacity installed at the terminal at the moment. all of which is leased by third parties. Those storage tanks rest upon approximately 6 acres, and the actual special economic zone is 20 acres. So we would have the ability to expand and potentially add additional storage should there be that demand.
That was WIP Terminal CEO Charles Chambers. In financial news, Innovative Energy Group returned to profitability in the fourth quarter, driven by stronger project execution and a sharp increase in revenue. The company reported unaudited net profit of $30.8 million for the 3 months ended May 31, reversing a $40.9 million loss recorded in the corresponding quarter last year. Quarterly revenue also more than quadrupled to $122.6 million, up from $29.5 million a year earlier. For the full financial year, revenue rose 6% to $340.5 million, while net profit after tax totaled $34.4 million. Management says the improvement reflects stronger project execution, higher conversion of previously secured opportunities into active projects, and the resumption of projects delayed by Hurricane Melissa. Looking ahead, the company says it has secured approximately $900 million in new contracts for the 2026-27 financial year and has mobilized, or rather remobilized, previously delayed projects valued at about $1.4 billion. Management expects those projects to support continued revenue growth and improved profitability over the coming year. We move to the latest updates from the JSE equities. In Wednesday's trading session, the JSE market activity resulted in the trading of 113 stocks, of which 37 advanced, 52 declined, and 24 traded firm. Leading the winners are Dolphin Cove, Caribbean Cream, MPC Caribbean Clean Energy, and Access Financial Services. While leading the losers are Jamaica Public Service Company 9.5%, Blue Power Group, AMG Packaging and Paper Company, and Epley Caribbean Property Fund SCC. The main index declined by 1,367.78 points to close at 364,223.17 points. The junior market index advanced by 19.79 points to close at 2,991.76 points. It's time for the Market Education feature, brought to you by CARICRIS, Regional Ratings, Global Standards. In today's Market Education feature, we're talking about business models. A business model explains how a company creates value, serves its customers, and generates revenue. It outlines the products or services a business offers, who its target customers are, and how it plans to earn a profit. A strong business model helps guide decision-making, attract investors, and align employees with the company's goals. As markets and customer needs change, businesses should regularly review and adapt their models to remain competitive and support long-term growth. That was the Market Education feature, brought to you by CARICRIS, Regional Ratings, Global Standards. And that's it for the local news segment. Please stay with us. The regional news is up next. The local news is brought to you by Derrimon Trading, better from the start. The Development Bank of Jamaica, facilitating economic growth and development. Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances, tease the senses, and Pulse Investments.
Mikey, is what sweet you saw?
Yeah, dear babes. Where's the Cathy? We are going party tonight.
Party? You secure your future yet? Careless.
Did you know that over time the stock market has provided a reliably high return on investments? Be sure to contact a licensed stockbroker for more information on this exciting investment opportunity.
Taking care of business, Mikey?
Yeah, Cathy. I'm securing my future. Want to come look over my stock portfolio?
The Jamaica Stock Exchange, providing a fair, efficient, and transparent stock market.
Welcome back. And now for the regional business news. Guyana's government is pushing for local oil and gas workers to receive the same pay as expatriate employees performing comparable roles as the government moves to strengthen local participation in its booming energy industry. Natural Resources Minister Vikram Bharat says Guyanese workers now possess the qualifications and experience to justify equal compensation, adding that major operators have responded positively to the proposal.
We have Guyanese who have qualified themselves at the Technical Training College in Borbies, and they're on FPSO working alongside expats. So now is the right time. Now is the right time because we have Guyanese who we say comfortably can have 10 years experience in the oil and gas sector, can have 8 years, can have 5 years in the sector. We have Guyanese with degrees and skill set and certification that can match some of the expat workers. And that is why we're making the call now to say that if we have Guyanese workers that have comparable skill set, experience, academic background as an expat worker that has the same skill set, then they should get the same salary.
Bharat says the government is not seeking preferential treatment, but equal pay for employees with equivalent qualifications and responsibilities.
I've had further conversation with Alistair from Exxon, and they are in support of it, which is fair. We are not asking for anything that is contrary to the way in which they operate. We are not asking for anything unlawful. We are asking for something that is fair. That if you're Guyanese and I'm an expat, you have 5 years experience in the oil and gas sector, you're a reservoir engineer, I'm a Guyanese, you're the expat, I'm the Guyanese, I have 5 years experience, I have the same kind of qualification for you, like you, both of us are working on a drill ship offshore, then the salary that you receive, I should receive too. I can understand that there may be other benefits because you're from another country, you're living in Guyana, they provide maybe housing allowance and whatever allowance, that's different. But I'm saying that the salary must be the same because you have the same skill set, you have the same experience, you're doing the same job, basically.
That was Guyana's Minister of Natural Resources, Vikram Bharat. Bharat says companies including ExxonMobil, SBM Offshore, and MODEC are working to strengthen policies that support equal compensation for comparable work. The Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, is backing a major clean energy investment in Grenada designed to strengthen the country's electricity grid, expand renewable energy, and reduce dependence on imported fossil fuels. The bank has approved financing for a utility-scale battery energy storage system at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. The project will improve electricity reliability while supporting greater integration of renewable energy. The financing package includes a $3 million grant from the United Kingdom and the European Union and a $5.7 million concessional loan from the Government of Canada, alongside parallel financing from the World Bank for complementary battery storage and grid upgrades. The Grenada Electricity Services Limited, GRENLEC, will implement the project, which forms part of the Caribbean Development Bank's broader effort to modernize regional energy infrastructure and improve climate resilience. At the same time, the CDB has approved a $5.2 million program to improve education, water infrastructure, and community development in Belize. The Basic Needs Trust Fund 11th program will finance 6 projects over the next 4 years, including 4 education initiatives and 2 water infrastructure projects aimed at improving essential public services and strengthening vulnerable communities. The program builds on more than $23.7 million invested through 79 community projects in Belize over the past 25 years. The bank says the latest investment will improve access to quality infrastructure, strengthen community resilience, and support more inclusive economic development. And over in the Eastern Caribbean, Barbados is looking to strengthen its position as a leading tourism destination, with Prime Minister Mia Mottley urging greater collaboration across the industry to keep the island globally competitive. Speaking at the opening of the Royalton Vescents Barbados Resort, Mottley says continued cooperation among investors, workers, and regulators will be essential to sustaining the country's tourism growth. Her comments came as Barbados was named the Caribbean's top winter destination for 2026 by Travel and Tour World.
Believe that with the right essence of everyone putting their part into this collectively, from investment to workers to regulators, that we can truly, truly, truly recreate ourselves in a way that allows us not just to provide thought leadership in this world, but to be a leader in tourism and hospitality development globally.
Barbados cannot afford to become complacent despite the latest recognition. Instead, she says the country must continue delivering a high-quality visitor experience that competes on value rather than price.
We know that we are not the cheapest and will never be, but we must always, always, always be the one that offers value for money and always give people that good old Bajan word that all of us were taught when we were small: satisfaction.
That was Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley. It's now time for news from the Trinidad and Tobago Stock Exchange. Overall market activity resulted from trading in 22 securities, of which 7 advanced, 2 declined, and 13 traded firm. Leading today's winners are Guardian Media, Ansa McCall, NCB Financial Group, and the West Indian Tobacco Company, while leading the losers are First Citizens Group Financial Holdings and Massey Holdings. Trading activity resulted in the following movements. The All-TNT Index advanced by 1.84 points to close at 1,452.17. The Composite Index also advanced, but by 3.29 points to close at 1,016.42. The Cross-Listed Index gained 0.69 points to close at 77.06, while the SME Index remained at 79.13. And we take a short break, but please do stay with us. The international news segment is up next.
You have to be authentic with what you do. You have to be respectful of people. I bought that whilst at Jamaica National and rebranded it as J&J General Insurance Company. It was the first bank ever approved by the regulators in the UK from the Caribbean. And you have to be a genuine leader. You can't try to fluff it around and to pretend.
Caribbean Flavors and Fragrances Limited has been a part of Jamaica's manufacturing landscape for over 20 years. By crafting unique flavors and fragrances, we have become a part of your favorite household and food items, such as beverages,
ice cream, household cleaners, and much more. Known throughout the Caribbean for the highest quality, we continue to innovate with strong leadership, a dedicated team with integrity. We go the extra mile for our customers. Create the next taste sensation. Contact us at 876-923-5111 or visit our website, Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn pages.
Welcome back. In international news, China's government bond yields fell Wednesday as investors increased expectations that Beijing will introduce new measures to support the world's second largest economy. The 10-year government bond yield declined to about 1.73% after data showed China's economy expanded 4.3% in the second quarter. That was its lowest pace of growth since late 2022 and below the government's annual target. Fixed asset investment also weakened during the first half of the year, reinforcing expectations that policymakers could introduce additional fiscal support. Attention is now turning to the upcoming Politburo meeting, where officials are expected to consider measures including faster public spending and increased infrastructure investment. Despite the softer growth outlook, industrial production accelerated in June, retail sales returned to growth, and urban unemployment rate fell to its lowest level in a year. Meanwhile, a senior Federal Reserve official says artificial intelligence could transform the U.S. economy, but only if its benefits are widely shared. Federal Reserve Governor Michael Barr says AI has the potential to significantly reshape the U.S. economy by improving productivity and accelerating innovation. Speaking at the Fed's Financial Inclusion Conference, Barr said AI could help workers perform tasks more efficiently, develop new skills faster, and allow businesses to innovate at lower cost.
Our focus in this conference is financial inclusion, and something that will likely have great consequences for financial inclusion and our economy more broadly in the years ahead is artificial intelligence, and in particular, generative artificial intelligence. As I've explored in a number of speeches over the past several years, AI has the potential to transform lives and the U.S. economy, possibly empowering workers to be more productive, with lower and middle income workers perhaps benefiting the most.
Barr cautioned, however, that the technology could widen income inequality if its benefits become concentrated among a small number of firms. He says government should invest in policies that help ensure AI supports broad-based economic growth.
The first is education, job training, and workforce development. In the same way that computer skills are essential to many jobs today, proficiency with AI may well become a necessary skill for the jobs of the future. Workers will need to prompt AI, integrate AI into workflows, oversee coding agents, and manage multiple AI agents. They will need to exercise judgment about AI inputs and outputs, verify AI results, and expand the frontier of human knowledge. AI's amazing facility in writing computer code is likely to replace individuals whose only job was to write basic code. However, it will empower not only advanced coding experts who will oversee coding agents, but also empower many more people without formal coding training to use coding to turn their ideas into functional programs.
That was Federal Reserve Governor Michael Barr. And staying with the United States, U.S. President Donald Trump says American companies are preparing to expand their investments in Iraq's energy sector as economic ties between the two countries continue to strengthen. Speaking during a meeting with Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani at the White House, Trump said Iraq's vast oil reserves present significant opportunities for U.S. businesses. He added that relations between Washington and Baghdad are entering a new phase of economic cooperation following several years of limited commercial engagement.
Baghdad, I think, and I and this country, we're going to make some tremendous music together. We haven't been dealing very much over the last 4 or 5 years with the previous administration. Iraq has tremendous potential because of their oil and because of other things, but because of their oil. And we're going to be doing a lot of deals. We're going to create a lot of jobs for both countries, and we're going to be taking out a lot of oil. A lot of oil is coming out, and the American companies are doing it. Mostly American companies now. They don't want to do business with others. They want to do business with America, and that's good.
That was U.S. President Donald Trump. And that's it for the international segment of the newscast. The news recap is coming up on the other side of the break. And now to recap our top stories. In the local news, JPS blackout investigation moves to government review. Regionally, Guyana pushes equal pay for local oil and gas workers. And internationally, China's slowdown raises expectations for new economic stimulus. Those were the stories making today's CBX Evening News. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Rashel Moncrieffe. Thanks for watching CBX, your region, your business, your source.
Hi, my name is Almando Cox, the founder and CEO of Resolve IT, value-added technology solutions company. You're watching CBX, your region, your business, your source.
The Caribbean Business Exchange now presents a local feature from the Jamaica Information Service. Pleasant viewing.
Hello there, it's Tuesday, the 14th day of July. I'm your host, Jabertha Atkinson. A special welcome to our viewers at home and abroad, and anyone joining us for the first time. We have an informative show lined up for you today, highlighting some of the initiatives and developments taking place right here at home. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues after the break.
Driving looks simple, but it demands your attention. Distracted driving is any activity that takes your attention away from